Isn't all of this just like a Ponzi scheme? My house? Everything the modern world is built on. Think about the stock market.
I was going to bed.
It has to keep growing for people to make money. I mean, the average return is what, 10% a year?
Yeah, when you don't account for inflation.
The US GDP only grows 2 to 3% each year. So the stock market's growing at least 7% faster than the economy.
Sure, yeah.
So at some point, the stock market will get so big that the US economy alone can't keep it growing.
Well, we don't support it on our own already. The S&P 500 earns 40% of its revenue globally.
And that's exactly my point. It's already outgrown the US economy. And at some point, the global economy won't even be able to support 10% growth.
You're not wrong, but you're missing a couple of really important things. I mean, for one, 10% growth doesn't mean that 10% more money is put into the market every year.
If I had a pile of $1 billion and I wanted to make it 10% bigger, I would add $100 million to that pile. And the next year I would add $110 million and it would just keep growing.
Yeah, but the stock market isn't a giant pile of money. Let's say that you had a company that had 1 million shares, and right now the shares were trading for $1,000 a piece.
And that company would also be valued at $1 billion because 1,000 times a million.
Right, but now let's say that a few $1 million worth of those shares start trading for $900 a piece. That company might be reevaluated for $900 million instead of $1 billion. There's not a pile of $100 million that came out of that company. It's just that it's valued lower because the shares are trading for lower.
So when the market increases 10%, it means that enough shares were sold at higher rates that it increases the valuation of the entire market?
Exactly. It's a small subset of the market that's actually being fueled by real money.
But even still, if that subset keeps growing at 10%, eventually it will even get too big to sustain.
10% growth is not a law of the stock market. It's just the average that we've seen in a post-World War II world where the US has been a global superpower. But mathematically, it can't keep going forever.
So when does the whole system break?
Honestly, it's probably not the math that breaks first, it's the people. When stocks and assets rise faster than wages, everyday people get priced out of not just the market, but their homes and their retirements, everything.
And that is when revolutions happen.
Maybe in the past, when you could just storm a castle and steal the gold, but I mean, where's the money? Are you storming a server farm?
You know, sometimes I really fucking hate talking to you.
Listen, I'm not saying we're doomed. I'm just saying that we can see the writing on the wall. And instead of ignoring the problem like the generations before us, maybe we should be talking about solutions.
Right. No, I'm not saying that you can't fix what's going on with you, but a lot of times you're just insufferable.
Oh, I see what you did there.